Good morning, my people. I want to share with you the history of exploitation in Puerto Rico, how we're still getting exploited today, and my predictions for the next grand exodus out of Puerto Rico due to exploitation. Puerto Rico was invaded in 1898 by the Americans, and up until the 50s, Puerto Rico's major export was sugar. That was 60% of Puerto Rico's exports, and most of the owners of those companies were Americans. The biggest company of them all was Domino Sugar. We all see it in our homes. A white man enslaved our people for that brand. The enslaving of El Jíbaro led to the uprising of Don Pedro Albizu Campos. Don Pedro fought for better pay for the Jíbaros, and he also led the nationalist movement for independence from the United States. The next economic plan put in place after the sugar dried up was Operation Bootstrap. After World War II, the world knew that Puerto Rico needed to stick with the times and stop being farmers. So in 1944, Bootstrap was put in place, and we started to change from farmers to an industrial country. They did the same thing we're doing today, where they give tax breaks to companies to come there, use the cheap labor, and get incredibly rich. In the 70s, that plan started to run out of steam because technology was advancing, and so we didn't need so many laborers. And also, the world was catching on that you can just ship things to Vietnam and they'll do it for 10 times less. With Nike being the biggest company to do that, they started their sweatshops in Vietnam in 1971. Today we're getting exploited the same way with Act 20 and 22. The rich come in on tax incentives and we pay the taxes as their employees. The average income in Puerto Rico is under $20,000, and the average cost of a home is $180,000. So it doesn't work to have an economic plan that is dependent on a strange country. Puerto Rico needs a plan for a country, not a dependent territory. It doesn't work. In 2018, Puerto Rico exported $12 billion of revenue for a pharmaceutical company. We didn't keep anything except for the tax dollars from the workers that get paid under $20,000 a year. My prediction is that since technology is advancing, these manufacturing jobs are going to go away because they were not going to need people. They're going to have machines. When the world advances, people lose jobs and we are displaced to New York. When better deals are found in other countries, people are displaced and move to Florida. When there is a disaster and your children need medical care, we are displaced. No more giving our country away to the lowest bidder.